What an amazing game it was. What an amazing game it was. Barcelona, man, and Newcastle, at St. James Park, Newcastle put in a good work rate, man. They did it. They could have went on to win the game, but unfortunately, that mistake, that foul with only seconds remaining for the game to end, with that foul with only seconds remaining, it killed them. It killed them. Newcastle fans, they should really be distraught at that. And well, at the end of the day, I do believe that they would rather take a draw, than a loss. So for them to just come out of that game 1-1, a game which they could have won, but made just lousy mistakes in the end, to allow Barcelona to just attack like that, they shouldn't have, especially allow them to infiltrate into your box when there's just like seconds remaining for the game to end. But you can't really ask for much. They've got good players. They've got fast players. They can just go to the Camp Nou and just defend for their lives, get an opportunity, and they can get something out of it. We saw it. It worked today. Why won't it work at the Camp Nou? You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, what we have realized, right, with the Champions League is that home games, they hold so much advantage. Barcelona are a good playing team. With the ball in their feet, they can do something. Today, you could see that. You could see how dangerous they were. And the only thing that Newcastle ever really held on to was speed and physique. That's how they just stopped them from playing. And with the high line, they tried to take advantage of it. But most of the time, the Barcelona backline was smart enough to just move a bit forward and leave them on offsides. And they would run, but they would really push them upfield. They would run, but they would push them further away from the 18. So they weren't really much dangerous, or they were really not causing much damage. Although there were chances that were created. In fact, Newcastle could have actually scored. Most of the time with the chances, with the run-ins on the flanks that they were making, they were really being pushed to the side. They were not really, making it easy. They were not really getting those clear-cut chances to cross the ball inside the 18. But once they got those chances, they were not really hitting the ball the right way. Either it goes out or it goes straight to the keeper's hands. Even with that goal from Barnes, the keeper had it. In fact, the keeper had it. It could have actually not been a goal. So these are the type of stuff I'm saying that Newcastle really they would have let themselves down that way, because they had many chances, but for whatever reason they just could not turn them into goals, which is unfortunate, because once they go to the Bernabeu, it's gonna be different there. It's gonna be different there. Barcelona are just gonna kill them. You remember, they've got the fan base now. The 12th man is not there. The 12th man now is against you, and that is a different a stadium. With a different capacity, probably over 70,000, as opposed to St. James, that's 40. You know what I mean? So Newcastle, it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy for them. But if there's one thing we know, Barcelona are beatable. We saw PSG, really, they beat them at their own backyard at the Camp Nou. And Newcastle can really, learn something there. They could really learn something. They just need to play their game. They just need to work extra hard. They need to have, man, it's not going to be easy for Newcastle to actually do it. I don't even see them winning it, honestly speaking. I can't see them winning it. I mean, how do you see a team winning at an away ground when they could not win at their own home ground with all that advantage they have with the fans and everything? It's going to be tough. It's going to be really, really tough. Then there was, of course, Spurs. I wasn't watching that game, but they lost 5-2. Not surprising. I mean, Spurs really aren't themselves. They are just terrible, and it's done. I don't think they would even, but well, I do think it's done. But do you see them beating a team like Atletico Madrid at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium 3-0? I don't see that. Not even 4-0, man. I don't see that. Those guys are defensively beasts. That defensive beast, there is no way Spurs can be able to overturn that. So it's just done for Spurs. They just have to bow out with grace. Maybe the only thing they can just get is maybe a 1-0 win, or maybe a 2-0 win. Something just gives you hope, but really at the end you don't get anything. So yeah, it's tough, but unfortunately, you know, it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. Spurs are in trouble. And I just believe that, just like Liverpool, they are praying that the season ends as quickly as possible. And if it does end, of course, that it doesn't do so with them being relegated to the championship, because that would be really sad, you know, with the revenue losses that they'll get. That's just unfathomable for a Spurs perspective. And yeah, Igor Tudor is just not the man. He is just not the man. This is his fourth game. He's just collecting. And unfortunately for him, he's also conceding so many goals as well. So there's just nothing that is working there. There is nothing that is working at Tottenham Hotspur. You know, so I don't know. Pochettino just has to come back. And I hope Spurs fans learn something here. And, of course, you know, football fans at large as well. Because if you remember very well, you'd know that when he came there, Mauricio Pochettino, that is, Spurs weren't really a top 6 side. You know, he came there, he stabilized the ship, he made them a top 4 side. He went to, you know, Champions League finals, he fought for the league. But when he couldn't do what he was doing for those past years, they turned their backs on him. They turned their backs on him and said, we don't need him anymore. And this is what happens when you turn your back on someone that has created you. Today, here they are calling him to come back. You know, had you kept him, had you brought in the right type of players that are needed, Spurs could probably also be in the top 6 too. Today, Spurs would have even given a better fight. But, well, it is what it is. We learn, you know, we learn. And I guess you guys have learned, you know, and maybe if he comes back after the World Cup, he might be able to stabilize the ship and he might bring you to what you once were. Because you brought in so many managers, man. The Jose Mourinho's, they came, you know, and these are, by the way, managers with illustrious careers. The Contes, they came, but they just could not do it. You know. And it's good that Mauricio Pochettino harbors nothing but fondness and honor for his Spurs days, that he still views you guys as his club. You know what I mean? He wants to come back. He wants to fix things. So you guys are lucky that you have someone like that. Unfortunately for us as Liverpool, really, we don't have anyone. You know, we don't even know who to turn our eyes to. Because I don't even think Klopp will want to come back. Although it would be lovely, you know, to bring Klopp back. It would be lovely to bring Klopp back. If he were to come back to Liverpool, that would be something. And this is something that I hope they try to do, man. I hope they try to go for Klopp again. Just talk to him and just beg him, implore him, please come back. We need you. You know, and if he loves us as we love him, he might just come back, man, and stabilize the ship and we can go again. You know what I mean? So thank you guys for watching until thus far. You know, the Champions League was nice. It lived to the expectation as always. And tomorrow, obviously, there are other games that will be taking place. It'll be PSG, obviously, versus Chelsea. It'll be Real Madrid versus Manchester City. It'll be Arsenal versus Bayer Leverkusen. It'll be Bodo Glimt versus Sporting FC. Oh, it's so many teams that will be playing tomorrow. So many games to look forward to. So thank you guys for watching until thus far. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and also share in your thoughts in the comment section. See you soon. Bye-bye.